Ray Charles wasn't just a musician, he was a force of nature. A man whose voice, piano, and genius bridged genres and broke barriers. But even after his passing in 2004, Charles had one final surprise for the world. When his private vault was opened, what was uncovered shocked the music industry forever. It wasn't just memorabilia or gold records. It was something that could rewrite his legacy and remind us all of the genius behind the man, known as the genius of soul. Ray Charles' career was legendary. Blind since the age of 7, he overcame unimaginable obstacles to become one of the most influential artists of all time. His ability to blend gospel, jazz, blues, country, and R&B into a sound uniquely his own changed the very fabric of American music. With classics like Hit the Road Jack, Georgia on My Mind, and I Can't Stop Loving You. Charles didn't just perform songs, he transformed them into cultural touchstones. But for all his fame, Charles was also intensely private. He guarded his personal life and creative process closely, leaving behind mysteries that fans and industry insiders could only speculate about. So when his estate began cataloging his belongings after his death, expected the usual items: awards, instruments, sheet music, and personal letters. Instead, tucked deep within a secure vault, they stumbled upon something extraordinary: hundreds of hours of unreleased recordings spanning decades of his career. These weren't just rehearsal tapes or half-finished demos. They were fully arranged tracks, including collaborations with artists who had long since passed, songs that had never been heard, and experimental pieces that showcased Charles' willingness to push boundaries. The discovery stunned the music industry. For decades, experts had assumed Charles' catalog was well documented, his creative legacy firmly established. Yet here was an entire hidden chapter of his artistry. Some of the recordings revealed him experimenting with styles far ahead of their time, blending rock and soul in ways that predated what other musicians would only attempt years later. Others showed his softer, more vulnerable side, intimate ballads that could have easily become classics had they been released. But the vault held more than just music. Among the recordings were handwritten notes, personal reflections, and letters that shed light on Charles' creative process. He wrote candidly about his struggles with addiction, his doubts, and his constant drive to innovate. He confessed that some songs were too personal to release during his lifetime, fearing they would expose parts of himself he wasn't ready to share. These revelations added a haunting weight to the discovery, painting a fuller picture of the man behind the legend. Industry insiders immediately recognized the value of these treasures. Not only did they represent potential new albums and projects, but they also offered a rare glimpse into the mind of one of music's greatest icons. Fans were ecstatic, eager to hear unheard material that might once again change the way we understand music. For scholars and musicians alike, the vault was nothing short of a time capsule, a reminder that genius is often bigger than a single lifetime. The release of select recordings from Ray Charles' vault has already reignited interest in his legacy, proving that his influence remains as strong today as ever. But perhaps the greatest shock isn't just what was found, it's what it revealed. Charles' vault proved that he was always ahead of his time, always creating, always leaving something for the world to discover long after he was gone. In the end, the discovery inside Ray Charles' vault stunned the music industry because it reminded everyone of a simple truth: true genius never stops giving. Even in death, Ray Charles found a way to surprise, inspire, and move us. And for fans around the world, it was the ultimate encore.